Aloha, and welcome to part 3 of Mega Man 7. We had just finished killing Cloud Man, and we're gonna get his ability, which is a rather powerful lightning attack. And lightning is always swell. It fires out electrically charged spheres. Good, Mega Man. Yes, and it can also be used to power some electronic machines. And that's why we saved Junkman for last. Junkman has not only one rush letter in its level, it also has a rush power up. Fuck. I'm screwing this up horribly, but it has 2 hidden items that we're gonna need in his stage. So let's do it! Junkman, the final of the first 4 robot masters. Junkman is a robot originally created to gather parts that can be recycled from garbage. A good point? He's an economist. A bad point? He has too much passion. He's too hot-headed, really. He likes junk food, because he's Junkman. That's not funny. And he dislikes raw garbage. Well, go figure. This area is filled with a whole bunch of cockroaches who come out of this cockroach robot nest thing. And I don't know if the drop rate is different with them, but every time I seem to kill a cockroach, it's like they almost always drop bolts. So if you're ever farming for bolts and, you know, you want money, this is the place to be. Now, Freeze Cracker is good for freezing lava that's pouring all around the ground here. And that's where we're going to find our first hidden passageway. Freeze this, it'll shatter. Booyah! Hidden passageway. And now we freeze this lava fall to get the last letter, S. We have gotten all of Rush, and so getting all of Rush allows us access to use the Super Adapter. If you remember my Mega Man 6 playthrough, or you never watched it, we got a Jet Power-Up and a Power Power-Up. And this thing is pretty much the combination of both of them. You can shoot a very strong knuckle that's more powerful than the Mega Buster, and you can double jump, which is always swell. Now, I purposefully died there. Why did I purposefully die? Because if we keep going the shortcut way, we're never going to find Rush Jet. And the power-up for Rush Jet is the other way. Play. And we can't get Rush Jet by our lonesomes either. We have to use the Cloudman's electric shock to activate this elevator. God, who would have ever thought to have done that? Pretty obscure, Capcom. Jesus. And it makes these platforms go up and down, and it moves out of the way of this one area where an elevator was blocking the way, and it was covering Rush Jet. So now we can get Rush Jet, and Rush Jet, as we remember from Mega Man 4 and onwards, can go in a straight line. You can go up and down while you're riding him and shoot. And it's great for getting over bottomless pits. As I am about to demonstrate, of course. The only difference is you have to wait for Rush to, like, sit down when he starts. Like, if he lands and you try jumping on him, nothing's gonna happen. You gotta wait until he, like, lies down a little. But other than that, it's the same old Rush Jet we know and love. Who needs to wait for platforms when I can just jet across? And when I said the Super Adapter can double jump, it can't, like, jump up. It can only jump in, like, a diagonal direction. So it'll go up right or up left. And keep that in mind. That way you can get used to it. But the Super Adapter is awesome for WILY's Castle. Believe me, WILY's Castle is a breeze when you have it. So here's Junkman, and he's weak against Cloudman's electric shock. And because of the boss patterns now and how they're so simplified, every time you hit him with electric shock, he jumps across the room, shoots a block at you, which you can dodge with a slide, and you just keep shooting him, and that's pretty much it. He has other moves, but if you keep using his weakness, he'll never use them. Junkman, you lived as you died. I have nothing to say. I'm sorry, I failed that joke miserably. And by defeating Junkman, we get a Junk Shield, which isn't like most shield-type enemies in the Mega Man universe. It's not just a shield that can protect us. It actually has a lot of junk surround you, and little by little the junk disappears, but if you get hit, you're not going to lose the shield completely. You're just going to lose like a piece of the junk. So it's actually got a bit of a health meter almost, which is kind of awesome. Junk Shield rocks. But, folks, now what's happening? A scene! Welcome home, Mega Man! Dr. Light, what do you think of bass? Well, it's an integral part of music, Mega Man. His actions don't seem to indicate a threat. I don't believe he is our enemy. Well, if Dr. Light says it, it must be true. What is this? My television turned on by itself. I mean, WILY is attacking the Robot Museum. You must leave now, Mega Man! I never got the concept of a robot museum. Especially if they're, like, fully... If all their wires, and they can just be, like, turned on, you know? This isn't much of a level, it's more just a... nostalgic walk down memory lane. There's Snake Man from Mega Man 3. There's Blizzard Man from Mega Man 6. There's a broken capsule. Okay. There's Pharaoh Man from Mega Man 4. There's Heat Man from Mega Man 2. And the music is actually remixed, a weird melody of old songs in Dr. WILY and Guts Man! Oh, and in the background there's Skull Man and Ring Man from Mega Man 4. But what the fuck?! If that's not proof Dr. WILY loves Guts Man, I don't know what is. He broke into the museum just to steal him. Well, he also leaves a boss behind to kill us with, but he's pretty easy. Basically, you have to shoot his head off with the Mega Buster, and when he's on the ground, you have to shoot his head more to damage him. His head is really weak against the electric shock from Cloud Man. I switched to normal Mega Buster to shoot his head off, because that way the pellets have a better chance of hitting it. The lightning shock is way too big, and it might not knock his head off, it might hit his chest by accident. So I always switch to Mega Man to get the smaller pellets for the better accuracy. And you may notice there's also 2 other capsules that are destroyed, but we're never going to find out what's up with that unless you play the Sega Saturn version of Mega Man 8. And not to spoil anything, but I'm not playing the Sega Saturn version of Mega Man 8 when I play it, so I'll tell you about it later. It's a disaster! Robots are rampaging through the middle of the city! Get going! Hey. So, Dr. WILY has made another set of 4 Robot Masters, and they've joined the select screen. We have proper 8 Robot Masters again. There's actually a password you can put in to make the 8 Robot Masters all start at once, which is swell, if you just want to play it that way. Anyway, I pushed select, and now we're going to be visiting Otto's shop. Or to be more specific, this is Eddie's shop. Welcome to Big Eddie's! I'm Otto, Dr. Light's #1 student. Unfortunately, I've lost one of my bolts, and so I have a couple of screws loose. If you find my Hyperbolt, I would appreciate it if you bring it back here. And it's beneficial if you want to get good deals and better items. So anyway, here are all the... And there's Eddie on the left. We were wondering where Eddie was. You'll only see him here. He doesn't actually drop around in levels to give you items, which sucks. This item is supposed to call Beat, but Beat is not responding. I'm worried, Mega Man. Please find Beat. Oh, Dr. WILY kidnapped Beat again. Jesus Christ. So we can get an energy tank, a weapon tank, which refills all of your weapon energy, which is always useful, and an exit item in case you've beaten a level before, and if you beat it already, you can press the exit button and you can leave whenever the hell you want, which is always useful. So we've just reached Turbo Man! And no, it's not the superhero from that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Jingle all the way! Turbo Man is a battle robot modified from an automobile. He has a cutting-edge car stereo system installed. Well, I'd hope so. That's the best thing you want in a robot. A good point? He's quick on his feet. A bad point? He has low mileage. He's a car robot! Come on! Oh my god, he's a transformer. I didn't think of that till now. He's a fucking transformer! He likes straight stretches, and he dislikes Burst Man. Well, geez. Burst Man has an issue. I'll tell you why I chose this level first in part 4. See you then.